The Nintendo Switch eShop sale are live right now, may be one of the best we've seen year to date, with a huge amount of new low prices and more than a fair few new releases. I'm going to be running you through 17 of my favourite sales today, covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. My name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner. Let's get started. If you do plan on purchasing anything from the Nintendo Switch eShop sale, consider using cornershop.gg for your eShop credit. Not only is delivery instant via email, but it also supports the channel. Additionally, I'm going to be announcing two winners of $10 eShop gift cards later in the video, and I do have two more to give away to enter. Drop a comment down below and those winners will be announced in next week's video. Finally, if you do enjoy the video, consider subscribing and liking. It helps us out a huge amount. Sifu is currently available at a new low price at 25% off, and it's the only deal today not available in all regions. While the game may experience some frame rate drops and visual downgrades, I really enjoyed playing it on the Switch. Now, in this martial arts roguelite, you seek revenge for the death of your father, and the combat system here is deep and it requires time to master. What really sets it apart, however, is that as you die, you age, impacting the damage taken, strength, and the skills you can unlock. Basically, it makes each playthrough very unique. It's an incredibly satisfying game to play overall, but it's worth noting that it is also challenging, and if you do exceed age 70, it's going to be back to the very beginning, though I will say you do get to keep any permanently unlocked skills. If you want to learn more, you can check out my full review below. To Yomi is a Devolver digital release. It's currently available at a new low of 25% off, and this samurai adventure game is inspired by classic movies, particularly Akira Kurosawa, and features a stunning black and white presentation. However, on the Switch, the lower resolution and reduced textures means that it loses some of its wow factor. Nevertheless, I still enjoyed playing it, as you do go on a journey through the afterlife to save those that you do love. Basically, there's been a raid on your home. The game is unique though in the way it switches formats, with exploration offering free movement and combat then focusing on parries and switching to a 2D plane, but do know the latter takes practice, and the game's also relatively short at around 4 hours. You can find my full review down below. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster is here with a new low price of 60% off, and this re-release, it does a lot of things right from a technical standpoint. Think new 3D models, backgrounds, as well as added difficulty settings and the ability to save wherever you please. It's also worth noting, however, that it shows its age at the same time. Nevertheless though, the game still boasts an extremely clean and stylish presentation, and you can't fault the gameplay, especially the press turn combat system. If you are interested in this one, do be sure to watch a full review to see if it's the right game for you, as there's definitely a lot going on. Starlink Battle for Atlas may be one of the most underappreciated games on the Switch, due in part to Ubisoft's overcomplication of the experience with toys and add-ons that definitely confused the audience. However, this digital edition is all you need to have a good time, though I will add there is a deluxe edition that features additional characters, weapons and ships. The Switch version of the game is by far the best, though, thanks to the inclusion of Star Fox and company, even adding dedicated missions that make it the closest we've gotten to a new Star Fox release in a long time. An aerial combat based adventure, it takes you into outer space, and it was really a shame to see it fail, because it's easy to see the future potential. 82% off, then here is a new low price. Tormented Souls is available at a new low price of 33% off, and this horror experience is heavily influenced by the early Resident Evil entries. It's got an option here to use tank controls even should you want to punish yourself. Now, at launch the game had a problematic crash issue, as there's basically no autosave feature in the game, but thankfully this issue has now been patched. The story here revolves around a mysterious letter from a hospital that draws the player in, only to basically wake up naked in a bathtub and missing an eye, and now they must survive and unravel the secrets of this location. It's definitely a well done tribute to the early Resident Evil games, and I do hope to see the developers elaborate on the formula in the future. White Day, a Labyrinth named School, is another horror game for fans of the genre, but this one is in first-person perspective. While it is a re-release, it was once considered one of the scariest games out there. Now, honestly, it's not all that bad. The game, it just has this over-reliance on the exact same jump scare over and over, which you will get used to very quickly. The story is interesting though, as White Day is essentially Valentine's Day, and we sneak into school to drop something in a girl's locker. Something goes wrong basically, and now we are trapped. The next thing we know, there's these psychotic janitors out to basically kill any intruders, and there's also ghosts abound. Overall, I had fun with this one, and my full review is below. It's also a new low price then at 25% off. The Portal Companion Collection is back, matching the low price of 40% off, and this game needs a little introduction. It's a classic puzzle game experience presented in first person, where you acquire a gun that does create these portals. The game consists of essentially challenging rooms that you must overcome in the Aperture Science laboratories, all while enjoying the fantastic writing that is now a hallmark of the series. First game is short, but the second one dramatically extended the experience, and it features fantastic voice work throughout, including Stephen Merchant in the second game. These ones are a must play in my opinion, and both of my reviews are in the pinned comments. The KLONOA Phantasy Reverie series is a 2-game bundle that I was excited to see released on the Switch, as I had never had a chance to play them in their entirety. Unique in design, it is a side-scrolling adventure but with 3D design elements. Now this bundle was put together to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the series, and it includes some additional costumes as well. Now while I do wish they had done maybe a little bit more with the bundle itself, it's a little bare bones in my opinion. I can't fault the quality of the platforming. The game gets creative with boss encounters and locations that do things like overcome shifting gravity, and the only real issue here is that the game has some minor performance issues, but honestly, it didn't really dampen the experience for me personally. I also think this new low price of 50% off is a great deal, and you'll find my full review below. Our first winner of the week then is going to Trenol, who highlighted the Ninja Gaiden trilogy and also advised that all games are on one cart for the physical collectors out there, which is always a good thing to hear. Congrats, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, there's a second winner coming up here shortly in the video. Rabbids Party of Legends has been an extremely popular review here on the channel, which you can find pinned below. Still, look, it's essentially a spin on Mario Party with an abundance of minigames featuring our favourite Rabbids. Created and released only in China initially, the game finally got a Western release years later, and it's honestly not bad with a mix of quality in its games as expected. The adventure through the board game is surprisingly long as well, taking me a good few hours to complete. However, I didn't like the lack of online play. I also didn't like the randomly generated number roll at the end of each round that could change your position from, first place to last. This means that you can basically go all the way down the different rankings, not based on skill, which can be frustrating. Nevertheless, look, the game is currently available at a new low price of 70% off, and I know it definitely has its fans. For Persona fans then, this is a great time to grab any missing entries because all the titles are on sale right now for the Switch. The Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden Bundle currently at a new low price of 25% off. If you already own either game, do know that they are on sale individually as well, but the bundle here, it definitely offers the best price. Persona 4 Golden is highly recommended from me though, and it is my favourite in the series. Persona 5 Royal then is also on sale at 30% off, matching the low price. It's one of the best JRPGs ever made, up there with the quality of the 4th entry. This title elevates the series with incredible visual design, great storytelling, and just an incredible soundtrack, as well as, of course, the classic turn-based combat you would expect. If turn-based combat's not your thing though, consider Persona 5 Strikers, which is 60% off, matching the lowest price, and this, it's a unique blend of Persona meets Warriors, focusing on what makes Persona so popular, so the storytelling and dungeon crawling, but when you do connect with an enemy here, it turns into an arena brawler. It's honestly a whole lot more fun than I did expect going in, and that story again is absolutely fantastic. Finally, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is 50% off, matching the lowest price, offering a fighting experience with a cast pulled from Persona 4 and 3. The story, it will require series knowledge, especially of Persona 4, but it is great to see these characters in a new way. The visuals are stunning and the fight system absolutely does them justice. It's one I come back to more than I did expect. Now I have reviewed all of these on the channel except for Persona 3 Portable, so do find those videos down below. I also have a breakdown ranking every Persona entry on the Switch as well. Arcade Spirits, the new challenger, is currently at a new low of 33% off, and I previously spoke about the original entry in Thursday's under $10 video. This follow-up game is even stronger, and as a visual novel, it mainly involves selecting dialogue options, navigating locations, and there's even a mini-game thrown in for good measure. I like the story though, and it follows a similar idea to the original game, with players working alongside this AI system to achieve their dreams, which in this case is to launch and be part of a successful esports team. The game includes optional romance paths for those interested, and my full review is below. No Man's Sky is currently available at a new low price and of 33% off. It's a game that has come a long way since its initial release. Now the story here involves reaching the center of the universe, but the real appeal here lies in playing however you want, whether that means surviving on harsh planets, becoming a pirate, or engaging in warfare. One of the most impressive aspects of the Switch version is how well it just runs. Considering the technical demands of this game, it's a great experience to take off from a planet, navigate through space, then land on this other planet absolutely seamlessly, and this feeling, it never gets old. While pushing the game to its limits on the Switch can, of course, cause some issues, the overall performance is still impressive, especially when being played handheld. A huge amount of content here as well to keep you busy. Our second winner of the video then, that is Fran, who highlighted that Skyrim is a must-have game on the Switch, and it was great to see it get a new low price last week. Congrats, email me for the code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next week's video. Inscryption was a personal favourite of recent memory, a Devolver digital release. You can find my review below. I want to keep this as spoiler free as possible, but it essentially starts as a roguelike deck builder, but it does evolve beyond that with progression. The price is more than fair here though, 25% off, that is a new low price. The story then, we awaken an unusual world trapped in a cabin opposite a figure that wants to murder us, and the cards we are dealt, they cannot talk to us. We can also stand up and explore, which leads to gameplay that is similar to escape rooms. Be careful about the videos you do watch with this one, you don't want to spoil it for yourself, but it comes highly recommended. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim is our final game. It's another one I reviewed on the channel, find that down below, but it's one of the few 10 out of 10s I've given here over the years on SwitchCorner. The gameplay is a mix of narrative-focused adventure exploration, presented in like this side-scrolling format, and then tactical battles. The battles are honestly extremely simple, I wouldn't suggest coming here for them. The presentation won't be for everyone either in these moments, it's this wire-like design, but the story is just incredible, and again, I want to avoid spoilers, but it's set around an invasion, mechs, and time travel. Great game, and if you do see my video, my review, don't worry, it is spoiler free. And that's the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week? Let me know in the comments below. A shout out then to the patrons who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.